Hey, Tubies! It's Psychic Bob. It is so good to be back with you. Well, welcome to Friday, and you know what that means? Time for UFO Friday. That's right. Well, here we are. Psychic Bob is just being cool, styling, and profiling. Hey guys, how you like my new shirt? Isn't this cool? This is St. Jude. Isn't that mystical? This is St. Jude. San Judas. It's actually in Spanish. I love St. Jude. You know, I believe in the saints. I think they're spirit gods. I think we always have help from the spirit world. St. Jude's one of those spirit people. Isn't he cool, though? I just love it. See, he's always pictured wearing a beautiful green robe, and he has a big medal. He loved Jesus, and he used to travel with a sacred image of Jesus, and he would do miracles with it. He was a really fascinating person. Anyways, I just love St. Jude. I had to get this shirt. I saw it as a cool St. Jude. Anyways, well, here we are. It's Friday, UFO Friday. That's right. A lot of you have been writing and asking me, say, Psychic Bob, we've been hearing about aliens coming out of Peru. Is this true? Well, let me tell you, Psychic Bob's been looking into this, and I have to say, in all honesty, the evidence is very, very compelling. I have a few different thoughts about this whole scenario. One, if we go back historically to this region of Peru, this is in the Nazca area. It's like a desert area. And in Nazca, Peru, they have giant drawings on the ground that, interestingly, can only be seen from the air. Just the area of Nazca alone is a mystery. And Shirley MacLaine, who you know I love Shirley MacLaine, one of my favorite people. Shirley MacLaine traveled to Peru back in the 1970s, and she wrote about her experiences there in her book, Out on a Limb. And what's interesting is she talked about how these images in that Nazca region of Peru could only be seen from a great height, like the height an airplane would fly. And those images were drawn thousands of years ago. So it's got people saying, well, why would they draw something that you could only see from the air? Well, that's very interesting because it may point to the fact that there were aliens in that area of Peru. There are areas in the Nazca area in Peru that look like landing strips, literally. And some people have speculated that these were literally airstrips for airships, UFOs, to come in. I find it absolutely fascinating, absolutely intriguing. Now, what's even more fascinating is that, for those of you who may not have heard, that they just discovered recently, looks like a body, a mummified body of what appears to be an alien in the Nazca area. It was unearthed in an excavation of that area. Now, why I think this is really very interesting is, one, this area has traditionally been a high UFO sighting area, okay? So that to me already makes me believe that there could be evidence. Shirley MacLaine said in her book Out on a Limb that even when she went to Nazca, she actually witnessed UFO phenomena in the area. So this is not just something new, but there's a history of alien sightings being done in this area, UFO sightings. And I do believe aliens on foot as well. Now, I took a look at the pictures. In fact, I'm going to put a link below to some of the films, the original film that was released on this. There's a TV production company called Gaia TV. They're here on YouTube, and they're trying to really delve into ancient mysteries. And why I believe this has validity, you know, some people are saying it's a hoax, but Gaia is trying to establish itself as a valid uncover, a discover of paranormal phenomena, of alien phenomena, of ancient mysteries. And if Gaia were to, you know, launch a hoax, it would absolutely destroy their media company. They would lose all credibility. And so I don't believe that Gaia would be willing to participate in a hoax because they would lose the very foundation that they're building on. So when Gaia comes forth with evidence, I tend to give it a lot of credibility because of what their mission is and how much they've invested in that mission. Now, I've looked at pictures of the alien body, and I have to tell you, it has all the markings of a tall gray alien. It appears to be human-sized, like, I can't remember the exact measurements, probably about 5 or 6 feet tall, which would make it a tall gray. Most of the grays that we hear about today are like 2 or 3 feet tall, but there is a class of grays which are the tall grays, and they are believed to be the intelligent grays. They're not just the worker bees, they're the very intellectual grays. And so this alien that they've unearthed, I believe, falls into that category of the kind of the leaders, the advanced grays. Now, I looked at its body features, and it looks overall humanoid. It's got 2 legs, a body, torso, arms, head. But what's interesting is I looked closely at the feet. Now, everybody's talking about the hands on the aliens, but I haven't seen anybody talk about the feet, and I went and studied the pictures of the feet. And the thing that makes me believe that this is authentic is because some people are claiming, just to give you some background, some people are claiming it's just a human body that they've made it up to look like an alien. I don't believe so, because when you examine the feet of the mummy, the bone structure of the feet is very clearly visible. And the feet are not human feet. They have 3 long appendages, and you can see the bones in the feet that go all the way up to the ankle area. So it's clearly not a human foot, okay? Or if it is, it's a deformed human foot. But when you look at the shape of the face, the skull, the eyes in particular, you can see that this resembles a gray alien. It looks very much, the eyes are a little smaller than traditional gray, but of course that may be that the outer membranes have dried away and it's the smaller eye sockets that are left. But the fact is, the face matches every drawing, every eyewitness encounter of a typical gray alien. It has no ear lobes. It has just simply points, little dots for ears or holes, and same with the nose. This is consistent with the anatomy that has been reported by people who have actually interacted with gray aliens. So, if this is a hoax, to me it just seems very impossible they could replicate every detail and the bone structure so exactly. Time will tell about this, but I'm telling you, as a psychic, I can tell you that that area is a hotbed for UFO activity, has been for a long time. And I do believe that this is the beginning of disclosure. Now, I've told you guys over the next 2 years, I said we're going to really start to see a lot of stuff come out, and this is an example. Now, I have another little bit of theory. I don't believe that this, quote, discovery was so much just an accidental discovery. I have a personal belief that this was a staged event. I believe that the government of Peru or other governments may have actually had a hand in kind of giving insight to the excavators. I think that they know. I think a lot of the governments of the world know where the bodies are. I think they know a lot more than is being let on. And I think they're allowing them, kind of indirectly leading them to that discovery to allow it to start to come out. So I think there's a lot of evidence around this that there is reality here. I've looked very closely at the body. They've even shown x-rays of the body. Then you can see the whole bone structures are intact. And I haven't got to get into all the details like the number of vertebrae and the ribs yet, but I do want to count all of that and look at that a little further. That's going to take some time. But I can tell you right now, for those of you who are saying, is this real? I do believe that it's real. I do not believe it's a hoax. Now, there are going to be a lot of people on the internet saying, oh, this is all hoax. They tricked everybody. But again, I go back to saying, what is the source? The source is Gaia TV. And Gaia TV, if they were caught perpetrating a hoax, their whole credibility would be gone. Their platform would be gone. And all the millions they've invested in building up that station would be a waste. So they have no interest in doing a hoax. And, I don't think that the people that are uncovering this need to fake it. I think that we have ample evidence that the Earth is being investigated. There are thousands upon thousands of witnesses. I can tell you as a professional psychic, I've had people come into my office and sit right in front of me, look me in the eye and say, Bob, I've been abducted by aliens. And do you know what? I know as a psychic that they're not lying. Their aura tells me the truth. many people that have been through alien encounter experiences, it changes their own energy. Their aura reflects it. And sometimes people will come into me for my office for a reading, and they don't even say anything. They don't even maybe even want to talk about stuff like that. And I will say to them gently, I believe you've had an encounter with an alien presence. And they go, oh my God, how did you know? I didn't want to tell you. And I'll say, well, it shows in the aura, see? Because the auric energy is the vibration. And I believe that when humans have an interaction with alien species, it changes something. It awakens something. There's an inner knowing. And I believe that really the truth is we're all interconnected. And the aliens didn't just start coming here in the 1950s. They've been on Earth, I think, literally since the beginning of time. In so many ways, you know, the question is, are they really aliens? Or are they just a different brand of Earth species? Because at this point, it's like they've been here so long. Now, you know, my spirit guides have told me that aliens did interact with the ancient civilizations of Lemuria and Atlantis, which interestingly, scientists are now starting to say they believe actually existed. And you know, for many years, science said, oh, Atlantis was just a myth. But now they're discovering ancient structures off the eastern seaboard of the United States that look like giant Greek temples underwater. And, you know, I live here on the eastern coast of the United States, so this is not far from me. And I can tell you as a psychic, every time I've gone to the beach, I can feel the energy. I know that there's something out there. Now, what's interesting with the Atlanteans, they did set up stargates, portals, dimensional doorways. And when Atlantis sunk, all of that technology sunk with it. I believe this is part of the reason why we're having such anomalies like the Bermuda Triangle, because those stargates and portals were never closed, and there's weird energy in that area because of that. So, you know, when I hear about something like the Nazca alien mummy body, does not surprise me. The whole world really was interactive with aliens, and if you study the ancient histories and cultures, and many cultures, many of them talk about interacting with people from the stars, with the blue people, sometimes they're called, depends on where you are. In India, they call them the blue people, and in Native Americans talk about meeting with blue people that come from the stars. And so there's this whole kind of overlap. And so I can tell you, I have met people who have traveled to Peru. I have met people who have been to Nazca. And I have met people who have all told me directly, yes, I went there. Weird stuff's going on. You can literally see them across the skies. They're open. And it's interesting because many of the native peoples of Peru don't even think anything about it. They're just used to it. It's like, oh yeah, that's our local UFO people that fly around. So I think that, you know, Peru, we want to keep an eye on that. I think that's going to be kind of a chink in the armor. It's going to start to open disclosure. So to answer, you know, your questions, yes, I do believe the alien body phenomena is real out of Peru. I think we need to keep watching that. You know, I don't think the government's going to block that. I think they're kind of letting that out to prepare us, because it's all going to come out soon enough. You see, I've been saying this for the last few years, and I really feel this year and next 2 years, big advancement. So be ready for it and watch this. This is the beginning of what's to come, okay? Well, guys, listen, I want to share that with you on this Friday. Hope that gives you a little insights. I'm sorry I couldn't put pictures up here. I'm still having editing problems. I'm going to be working on that this weekend, hopefully, and get a better editor and get things more refined. But in the meantime, go to the links below in the box. I got links to the Gaia unearthing. You can actually see the alien up close and look at it and see what it is, and I think you'll be fascinated. Well, you guys are the best. Listen, I love you. Sending you my blessings. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow's Saturday. We got Saturday Seance. You don't want to miss that, so make sure to be here. Well, guys, listen, if you want to help me, like this, favorite it, share it with your friends, hit hit subscribe, be part of our channel. We'd love you to be here. Oh, and if you get a chance, pop over to my website. The link's below at robert-hickman.com. Buy some books, get some summer reading, work on your spiritual life. I have a lot of books over my website. These are written by me, published by me. I think you'll like them, okay? So check those out. Well, guys, listen, we'll see you back here tomorrow. But until then, may you blessed be.